case with you, you probably just have difficulty sometimes, and maybe you're scared of rejection. Maybe you're afraid of how people might treat you should you be completely vulnerable. This is where we're going to kind of blend, if you will, two of these thoughts together. When I talk about proper time management and prioritization and re-engage, these two actually become one. Here's the way I look at the connections I have in the kingdom of God. And first of all, you ought to be connected to the church. We're commanded not to forsake the assembly of ourselves together. And this notion where people defend their lack of church attendance by saying things like, I am the church, well, the Bible actually teaches that we are the church in the context of our togetherness. Not separate. That's like a hand being severed from the body and saying, well, I am the body. Well, not anymore. If it's severed, this is why we must come together. Again, in our togetherness, we are the church. Now, on this point of connecting with others, we need to be intentional about how we invest in relationships. And I think this, for the most part, is a lost art today. Friendship is a lost art. In fact, today it's very much encouraged that you be completely individualistic, that you rely on no one, trust no one, open up to no one, get the help of no one, do it all on your own, be your own, and go your own way. Well, that's not the way of the kingdom of God. The Lord created us to have connections. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, so that is key. In fact, that is, apart from God, your spouse is the most important relationship that you'll have. But there are connections we're to be making with one another, with fellow believers. And this is my philosophy, how I approach it. Just like Jesus did it. Jesus had the 72, Jesus had the 12, Jesus had the 3, and then there was John. So even out of the 12 disciples, Jesus had Peter, James, and John who were closest to him. This is the way I pattern my life. In the center, there is the Lord, the one and only place for him. He gets priority of my time, he gets priority of my schedule, he gets priority of my mental, emotional, and physical energy. I only give to him first. He gets the first, not the leftover after that. There's another circle, if you will, almost like concentric circles, like if you're visualizing a target that has concentric circles going out from the center. This is how I see it. At the very center, it's a smaller space, but it's occupied by only one, and that is the dead center. Then that next circle would be my wife, Jessica, my daughter, Aria, soon, my daughter, Lillian, who will be born at the time of this live stream, will be born in just a matter of weeks. And so I then invest in them. They get the next level of investment after the Lord himself. I block out times of the week for them. There's date night, there's daddy-daughter dates, there's a couple family times during the week, and I hold to those as firmly as I can. Now, sometimes maybe I'm traveling for an extended period of time, but I make sure to make deposits so that I'm making sure to keep that account full, if you will. So you have those. After this, you have your core friendships. Now, this is where you have to be careful because Proverbs tells us that one with many friends comes to ruin, but there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Why is this? Because some people are superficially invested in many connections, but not deeply connected in a few. This is where I make an intentional effort to stay connected with those around me, that I might build those relationships. And then after that comes acquaintances and other friends and so forth. But by keeping that order of prioritization, I'm now re-engaging with my connections, and you got to do it. You have to be bold and do it. I know you've been hurt. I know you've been discouraged. I know there have been things that have been setbacks in your relationships. I know maybe you've tried and tried and tried only to experience rejection, but you've got to re-engage.